Hey gamers, welcome to another episode of Painting Happy Little Minis.
Hello.
I'm Rick, your host.
And my name's Leona.
You might recognize the voice. She's the floating voice of God that kind of speaks to us during some of our other broadcasts and programs. But we had to put her in front of camera today because
Dave is away.
Dave is gone.
Oh, yes.
Dave has left.
Yes. For just a while,
For just a week, yeah.
Yeah. He's not gone forever. We love you, Dave.
We do. We do love you, Dave. And he is currently in the UK. He went there for a convention and then some business stuff.
Yes.
So hopefully he is able to accomplish all the things he needs to do over there. But until he returns, we shall be painting Tomb of Annihilation miniatures. So this is by Wizids. It's a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Yep.
There's also the Tomb of Annihilation campaign setting. So
Yes.
what do you know about this so far?
Well, it has, it's based off of the book, I believe, that comes along with it. But in this game, they kind of curate different adventures or scenarios for you. So they kind of recommend, they have like 4 characters that you can be, and they kind of recommend certain things, whether you're a beginner or you're more advanced. They kind of have different scenarios for you. And it's a tile exploration game, so you build, obviously you build the tile for each scenario, and then you kind of work your way through the story, which is nice. So it's a little bit more accessible, I think, if you don't have the time to have a GM or have someone be in charge like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with it, it takes place in the jungles of Cholt, which is on the southern western side of the Forgotten Realms, the world of Faerun. And so you're in the jungles of Cholt, and it's kind of funny, Leona mentioned that one of the scenarios, the first scenario,
you
are asked by a merchant prince.
Jessamine.
Jessamine.
Yeah.
To go and find some poisonous mushrooms.
Yes.
Or magic mushrooms, and they're for a friend.
For a friend.
Yeah. So that's kind of funny. But it has multiple adventure scenarios that you can partake in the game.
And some of them actually build off of each other. So as I was looking, like some of the adventures with, like you meet one character, 2 characters, and then later within the adventure book, you actually can meet them again and interact with them again, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
So what are you painting today?
I'm going to be painting what is it called?
Grillon.
Gorillon, which is over on the spinner. It's just this angry gorilla zombie
gorilla,
type thing. So I think I'm gonna go for the creative or maybe extreme and paint it vibrant colors.
Okay.
Because I like that.
And what's kind of neat, in the jungles of Cholt, things would blend into the forest and camouflage. And I kind of, when I think Cholt, I think like the Amazon forest, or where all the flowers are everywhere.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen the movie Rio with the birds?
Right.
So much color.
Yeah.
So
that kind of works.
Yeah.
There could be this like angry, colorful gorilla coming after you and your friends.
And it sounds, extremely scary. And I am doing the Stone Juggernaut, which is iconic when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, as it's been a part of this since back in the 80s, long time ago.
Okay. It's big. Yeah. I think these minis are a decent size.
Yeah, they're pretty decent.
Yeah. Well, especially since we're both painting like I'm painting like a monster, so it's pretty large. Yeah.
True.
Which is nice. As opposed to the other ones, they're a little smaller.
Yeah, there's little velociraptors that you can do in here. As a matter of fact, there are 42 plastic heroes, monsters, and villains in total. So you get velociraptors, the Sioux monsters, skeletons, Batiri goblins, the Vegapygmies. You've got Asarak, Terrafolk, Vegapygmy Chief, Valindra's Shadow Mantle, the giant formed gargoyle. So many cool things.
Yeah, what's nice about this box is it seems like for someone, maybe even like me, who doesn't have, like, I don't know a lot about, like, the rest of the Dungeons and Dragons world, this could be a really nice entry point for me and my friends, because then I wouldn't have to, again, like, think of everything and
build out a scenario.
But, like, if I'm really interested, which, I mean, it sounds really cool, like, it seems a lot more accessible to maybe first-time people wanting to get introduced to the world and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And without all the,
homework.
Yeah, without having to do the homework.
That's kind of cool. Let's see who's all joining us today in the chat.
It looks like Craig is here, Carl, and Gerard. Craig says, "Sup, Rick? How do you like the terrain?" And then Gerard asks, how are things today?
Things are good. It's, going well.
Yeah.
What terrain are you referencing, Craig? Are you talking about the stuff that you've been putting up in the group? Because if you're talking about that, I think they look great. And I hope that you'll take pictures of it being used when you throw your players up into the scenario you're basing around the terrain.
Yeah, I saw that terrain as well, and it was very good. It was like very large and complex, and I was like, wow, I'm impressed. A lot of time and work went into that, I think.
Yeah. So I'm making my Juggernaut. The Juggernaut actually comes as a big piece of plastic that's green, but I sprayed it with black and then put a little bit of that white primer over the top, and but I am kind of repainting it green, but in different shades and levels so that it looks like it's in the forest, in the deep jungles, and, it's kind of gotten like moss,
grown over,
and stuff like that.
Some nice overgrowth happening. Maybe you'll do a little, like some aging, sponging.
Yeah, maybe. I might.
Weathered.
Put some weathering to it?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the thickness and things like that of this paint, because it's different than other paints that I've used.
Right. Well, you're used to using like acrylics for putting on canvas and stuff.
Yeah. That's really where I've done a lot of painting.
Well, for those of you that are just tuning in, Leona is one of our video editors. She is the Game Trade Media video editor.
Yes.
And she's been here, what, about 2 months?
Yes. Yeah, about two full months.
Yeah. And so a lot of the videos that you've been seeing on our Facebook page and YouTube channel in the last 2 months have come out of the mind of this young lady, and they've been amazing. It's almost like Johnny was never here.
No, no, we love Johnny.
Mm-hmm. What?
Johnny keeps us all in line and makes us get the work done.
I'm gonna go in the corner and cry now.
Oh. We do love you, Johnny.
Yeah.
And behind the camera, where Leona usually would be, is Caleb, our new editor for Diamond Select Toys and Diamond and all that stuff. But the team all comes together for the live streams, and
it's true.
And we're all working back there, having fun.
You can't see his face now.
He
He's there.
is there.
Yes,
oh, wow.
I'm live.
Johnny.
There he is. Josh Jeppy is in the chat as well. Yeah, Craig, the terrain you built and put up on the building characters page was amazing. They look great.
It really was. I think the thing with terrain is that it takes a lot of planning, like more so than just painting, where you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of go in and do whatever I want, and build off of that. Terrain is like, you really need to make sure you got your base, then you're like doing everything, you're building everything properly.
Absolutely.
But especially for the still images, the terrain, I think, really helps make it come alive. That's what I've noticed a lot of times when people are able to take the pictures with their minis with the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it,
Yeah, so much better.
even though I know that terrain probably took a lot of time, it makes it look really good. And
Yeah.
oh, he said it was just as it came to me. Well, I'm impressed because it looked like it was very well thought out. You would have fooled me. I'm trying to figure out how to paint the underside of this.
Oh, under the, like in the nooks and crannies?
Yeah.
Good thing about that, though, is that you don't always have to, because if you can't really see it, you know, you don't really need to paint it.
Okay. Is that how it goes? Is
Yeah.
that the rule?
I mean, it's my rule. May not necessarily be Dave's rule, but he's not
Right,
here.
right.
May he rest in peace.
Dave, we love you. Please come back.
Dave's not dead.
Oh.
Please come back, Dave.
I just always assume that if they're not sitting next to me, they don't exist anymore. They've passed on. But that just might, you know, I don't know. That's just me, I guess.
Yeah, so when you guys paint on the stream,
Mm-hmm.
I know part of like the miniature world is to be very exact to the art, but I told Dave after a stream once, like, I really want him to paint something super crazy one time.
Oh, yeah, totally against his nature?
Yes, and just paint like, you know, one of his Warhammer figurines, like really bright colors. I don't know. What do people in the chat think? Like, is that okay? Like,
I think it's okay. Carl says, I have issues with object permanence. I do.
I always think the brighter, I don't know, I'm just attracted to brighter colors, I guess.
Okay.
These are really just a blank canvas, so you can technically do whatever you want with them.
Yeah. They are. James is in the house. Hi, James.
What's up, James?
We're zooming in on my quality painting. I apologize, everyone.
It looks good.
Yep. As I said, I wanted to paint a purple gorilla.
Leona, don't apologize for your paint job. Rick never apologizes for his.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. My paint jobs are getting better.
It's
Ish.
true. They are. It's true. The ones that we did on building character were really, I liked those.
The tieflings?
Mm-hmm. The tieflings, yeah. Which, if you haven't seen, you should go watch the building character episode that we filmed last week
Yes.
with the tieflings. And the Dragonborn. That's when we did the Dragonborn, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a Dave mini. And
Well, yeah, you
that
didn't
was
paint that one.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I didn't paint that. That thing was sick.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yup.
So, do you have this book, Rick? The Tomb
Uh,
of Annihilation.
I do not own
You do
the
not.
Tomb
Oh,
of
okay. I
Annihilation.
thought you said you did. Sorry.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
There's so many books now.
Yeah.
You got to keep track of. But you know what? That's way over there. I'm not going to reach for it.
Oh yeah, Craig asked. Sorry, Craig. I did see this in the post, but he asked, "Are they done or not?" And we've decided that they're finished enough. I agree.
characters?
Yeah, with the Dragonborn and the Tiefling. Like we probably could go back in and add more to them, but we really want to add just one more guy to our party, and then kind of finish up that party. I think.
We'll flesh it out.
Yeah.
And
And maybe we could have like an episode where you flesh out the characters a little bit more. I don't know.
bring them all to the table.
Yeah. Do you think that would be interesting or?
I think it could be.
Yeah. But for now, the Dragonborn and the Tiefling, yeah, they're finished for what we have for them. So. And you keep talking about it, but we're going to compile those characters, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I actually spoke with somebody in regards to that this weekend.
Oh.
A publisher.
A publisher?
Yep.
Ooh.
To print a publication of all of the characters, at least for the fantasy settings and D&D-esque. that we've done so far.
Okay, that'll be cool.
All of them. Yeah.
Craig asks, what happened to the Drow Rogue?
The Drow Rogue. That was a long time ago.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't
I
think you
was
were here.
here
You weren't here for
when
the
you guys
Drow
did
Rogue.
that.
Yeah, I don't think you were here for that one.
But I guess the Drow Rogue is
So,
completed.
People like him.
Yeah.
I have to say, one of my favorite ones we ever did, though, was Gazira. Gazira was a half-orc monk who also was kind of a bard, and she had a didgeridoo as her musical instrument, but also could use it as a quarterstaff of punishment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was a cool character.
James asks, does that mean my stories will be published?
Well, that's a good question.
Who knows?
Yeah, the backgrounds on Gazira.
That's a good point. Is there a white? Nah, never mind. I'll just use this yellow. It's fine. Grape ape. Yes. Exactly, Chris. The grape ape.
Dang it.
And he's going to be he's terrifying. As we said at the beginning, like one of the stories is like you have to get poisonous mushrooms for this guy. And
for their friend.
I imagine this gorilla is the
guardian.
Yeah, or he at least like habitats around these mushrooms that you have to fight him. In my version of this story.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yep. So he's like the protector of that garden, and then you have to fight him.
I had a bard with a lyrebird as a pet once. Nice. A lyrebird.
What is a lyrebird?
A lyrebird,
As
if I remember right, is an actual pet, but also is, you can pick it up and it's a musical instrument, like a lyre.
Oh, like a lyre.
Yeah, lyre.
Like a liar.
Like a lyre. You know.
Walter says he loves the green. It does look good.
Cool. Thank you.
Green is one of my favorite colors.
Is it really?
And purple.
And purple.
Yep.
Well, yikes.
Why is that a yikes?
Because Leona and I have a lot in common. And she
Really?
hasn't figured...
Or we have the favorite color
we have
going?
yeah, green's one of my favorite colors
Great.
as well. But, but we also have the same taste in some comedy. We both like John Mulaney.
Yes.
And you like British humor too, don't you?
I do. I really love British comedians, and yeah, that's like my jam right now. Richard Ayoade, Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard.
Dropping some old names. Craig Ferguson. I
Nice.
don't know. Yeah, stuff like that. But I love comedy. That's my go-to thing.
Okay.
That's why I can't handle all the drama shows that are out right now. I need my comedy shows.
There's so many. So what is a show that you're kind of binging right now?
Well, one that we watch
At lunch?
I really love this show called The Great Interior Design Challenge. The Great Interior Design Challenge. And yeah, it's as the title states, it's about interior design. And it's a British show. Because
Okay.
why not? But that's on Netflix. And yeah, I actually watched it before it went on Netflix. Fun fact, but that's what I really like right now. That's
Okay.
something I'm into. I also watch a lot of anime, but no one wants to hear about that.
Do they not? I don't know a lot about anime personally, outside of so my favorite animes are Ninja Scroll, Akira,
Some old stuff.
older,
Yeah.
Robotech,
Yeah.
Battle of the Planets
Sorry,
or G-Force,
Trying to make
stuff
sure.
like that. But as far as the more modern stuff, the Dragon Ball Z stuff, the Inuyasha Is that
Right.
you know, I don't particularly watch that.
Well, that's not even that modern anymore.
Right.
Seen Attack on Titan yet?
I saw the first like 5 or 6 episodes of Attack on Titan, and when the character that I was most invested in ended up getting killed immediately, I was like, I'm done.
What's the character's name?
You
I
mean
don't
like
remember now? I have
yeah.
Alzheimer's.
I was about to say, I know.
Didn't they all get eaten in the beginning in the first season?
Well, minor spoilers. One of the characters supposedly gets eaten, but I don't think, or he doesn't actually die. I won't go into details, but he doesn't actually.
A lot
die.
of people in Attack on Titan die. That is not a spoiler.
Yeah.
The spoiler is one of them supposedly dies, but he actually doesn't. I'm not
Okay.
going to say who, but
Okay.
yeah.
Josh says Dave must have had a hell of a spa weekend. Yes, good job. You would like One Punch Man.
I have seen a couple episodes of that, and I think it's very funny how that character is so like, I'm just so bored with my existence, and then all of a sudden he gets in a fight and just
Yeah.
and destroys whomever. It's like, what?
I like One Punch Man because it's like a parody on lots of other.
Okay.
Well, I was like,
We had
yeah,
this
it's
kind
kind of like a
conversation.
parody on. Sorry, I need to keep painting. On Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. Like it's and Bleach and those types of shows.
Okay.
So.
The first villain in the first episode just looks like a purple piccolo.
Chantel says, "What happens at the spa stays at the spa."
Chantel knows.
Yes. Yes. Dave is away in England. In England,
Correct.
right?
Jolly old.
Not Wales.
No, Wales, I believe, is where Anamia is.
Wales. Oh my goodness.
She's on her way there for a convention herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this guy in the camera.
Seems like everybody we know is going to the UK and not taking any of us.
That just means we have to go to the UK.
Yeah. And Canada for like a convention up there.
I would. The things in one of the cool things that I like about like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like this, Tomb of Annihilation, is the sort of history that is behind it.
Okay.
It made me think of England because in England there's like lots and lots of old stuff
Yeah.
that I would love to see in person. But instead of going there, I just live it out in my fantasy world, in my
yes.
world building worlds.
Yes.
And get
Same.
to build like old histories there. But yeah, that's something that's really interesting. Kind of like why I think Lord of the Rings is really captivating, is sort of all that history behind it.
Yeah, the mythologies they put to the content is what can really drive people to it, especially with D&D.
Yeah. Also, James says, "Hell yeah, Canada."
Nice. Josh at Mini Paintings like, Leona, you've ran the board here long enough to know you have to paint and talk
Yeah.
at the same time.
I know, it's really hard. It is.
Are you getting a new appreciation for what we have to do here?
Yes. I will never make fun of Rick again.
Well, you will.
No, that's my job.
Aha. Come down south and we'll rent a mansion cabin and have a painting twerk shop.
Oh my
That
goodness.
sounds like it would be a lot of fun. A twerk shop. Caution, twerk, oh head. What? Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm actually going to host a paint party at my house on the 12th of May. So, I mean, I can't invite everybody, but anybody that wants to come and paint miniatures with me at my house is more than welcome. Bring food.
What's the address of your house? No, just joking.
I'm making an event for it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've got some friends from, so in
No, I'm just joking.
DC,
You don't have to put your address on You don't have to broadcast that.
I'm not going to. Here, I'm going to put it on the event.
Craig asked, why are we not painting the Naga?
Oh, the Naga?
Where's that?
It is
it
the snake people.
Oh.
The Rajnisi.
Sorry, Craig. Disappointed. This guy, well, it's partly because those smaller people seem a little difficult. I was intimidated. Not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated with the small, like, swords and hands and whatnot. Maybe it would have been easier, I don't know. Is it easier to paint tiny, tiny miniatures?
No.
There, in this game though, there are actually like,
Super
I showed it to
tiny.
Johnny, there's like these teeny tiny
Little
little dinosaurs that are adorable.
The little velociraptors.
And I thought it, like, what if I painted one of those? It would take me like 2 seconds.
Those would be like dipping spins.
Yeah, they really are. I was impressed on how tiny they were. Their little platforms are bigger than they are. It's hard not to get a lot of water.
Yes,
Technique, use less water,
but still use water.
but still use water. Oh, and Chris says halflings. Halflings are tiny.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And of course, I'm not going to paint the Naga because this has the name Juggernaut. Kind of fits. I paint the Juggernaut.
Oh, you're saying you fit that name? Oh, I'm sorry.
The Juggernaut, yeah.
Sorry, Johnny. I don't know why I'm apologizing to Johnny. He doesn't care. I just know how frustrating it is when you're like trying to get a good shot. Okay, can I actually see your paints?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I need some.
You need some more?
I need some white. Yeah.
Sure. There you go.
Also, Chris and James only have a few minutes left.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Tune in next week for Real Dave.
Yeah, and on Thursday, I think we can safely say we'll probably paint some more out of this box.
Okay, cool.
Maybe we'll get to those raptors.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Because Josh at Mini Paint says, you know, it's just, they're like quick wash type miniatures.
Yeah, he said, after you clean your brush, get the water out of it since it will load onto the brush before you add the paint back to it. If you've watered down your paint on your palette, you will notice water floods because of the surface tension, different from the pigment paint. Please send help. Always saying like it's paint shop talk.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sort of getting maybe a technique. I don't know. I feel like I'm just doing whatever. It's fine.
I think you're doing a good job.
It's all fine. I'm trying to follow what I see Dave do, okay, guys?
Well, one of the big things, and this is one of the things we always like to talk about in Painting Happy Winnings, is you don't have to be a pro.
Yes,
You just have to just enjoy the fact that you're putting paint to product, and if you think it looks good, it looks fine.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I will live by that.
And one of the other things I think about,
I'm using too much paint, but that's fine.
one of the other things I think is a good thing to go by too is, if you're painting your miniatures, you're 100% better than the people that aren't. So, because a lot of people say I'm intimidated by it, and that's fine. But if you never take an opportunity to just try, you'll never,
You'll never
know. Yeah.
You'll never know. I'm adding like random spots on this guy that I don't like, and I
Yeah.
changed my mind, so now I have sort of a splotchy gorilla. It's all good though.
All right.
Those colors actually kind of remind me of Grayskull if he turned into a gorilla.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking that Skeletor.
Skeletor.
Skeletor, I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Skeletor. Skeletor has a
Yeah, Skeletor has
gorilla.
the green face,
take a look
That'd
at
be
this bad boy
perfect.
up on the spinner.
It's not bad, huh? Oh man, I'm
Yeah.
sort of messing up. Yay! He looks good. I actually really like the detailing on the
On the star?
star and like just the runes
Yeah.
on the sides. Those are really cool. I always wonder exactly. I know how you make the miniatures, but you kind of have to do the carving thing and then the filling with the plaster and that kind of nonsense. And I always wonder like how much work actually goes into
The
that
sculpt?
finished, sculpt product.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing
Which
a
I
lot of
don't.
it's like 3D rendered, and then they just kind of do a plastic mold, like they 3D print it, clean it up, and then they have like
You mean you're taking the
Cool.
magic out of
Of the whole
hand
process?
sculpting?
yeah, I'm the worst.
You mean they aren't all individually handcrafted?
Yeah. You're right. I said it like naively, saying, "Oh, look! Imagine that sculptor."
No, I mean,
Hand
it's not there's
sculpting.
nothing naive about it. It's just we all wish that it was that glamorous.
I do. Especially, yeah.
Said they're building a factory by the hundreds so they could sell more copies.
Yes.
I was just thinking the wheels kind of remind me of Oreos.
Of what?
Oreos. They kind of have that pattern.
Oh, on the cookies.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Man, Caleb, I can't get the concept of Skeletor out of my head now because all I can think of is this gorilla walking around saying, "Hey, man! You girls!"
Yeah, I think so.
Look at me! I
This-
am now a gorilla.
This game I was saying to you before we started reminds me of the Mansions of Madness.
Yeah.
Because it's like, for anyone out there who's played Mansions of Madness, do you like it? But then also, this game, it has like the preset story for it.
And multiple preset stories.
Yeah. Yeah. My sister and I actually just finished our Mansions of Madness game. And I'm sure similar to this, a lot of pre-setup
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to paint the miniatures, because that game also comes with miniatures.
Yes.
And I was like, oh no.
How's
So-
the miniatures looking at? Pretty good?
Yeah, they were pretty good actually. There's this one that's it's like pretty, oh sorry, it's pretty big. It's like the size of this little thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I forget what it's called. They all have like random names, but they're all based off of like Lovecraft's horrible monsters. Woo. But yeah.
All right, James. Thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate you being in the chat and part of our community. Have a wonderful day. Kurt's with us. May he rest in peace. Kurt, we are doing some miniatures from the Tomb of Annihilation board game by Wizids, featuring the Dungeons and Dragons realm from Forgotten Realms, the Jungles of Cholt, all that good stuff. I am doing the Stone Juggernaut, and Leona is doing the Gorillon.
Gorillon. Yes.
It's kind of funny is Josh from Mini Painting Studio said if a mad gorilla escaped Coachella.
Yes.
It's pretty funny.
This
That-
gorilla's going to Burning Man.
Yes. Yes. I kind of forgot Coachella was a thing, and then I had a friend post like the entirety of Beyonce's set, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is, because I thought it was like 1 minute. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you see a video and you're like, it's just gonna be 1 minute. It was like an entire hour. I was like, I'm not watching all of this. Oh my goodness.
And you said that at 49 minutes and 36 seconds.
No, I didn't. Like I figured that out like pretty.
But the music was so good.
Yeah, well, it's always weird in concerts, honestly, because they do essentially mashups of their different songs. Like, it's never one entirety of a song, and I'm always like, what?
Right.
But whatever, that's what it is. Oh, yeah, Carl says, what a nice compliment. Thank you, Carl. Rick, that mini is showing how much you've improved over the past year. It looks great.
Thanks.
That was a very nice compliment, as we all are bashing you.
I'm okay with the bash.
It's okay, yeah.
I have a very thick skin.
That's good.
That one's too easy. I'm leaving that one alone.
Are you?
Yeah. No, in all honesty, like I really like the wheels that you're doing on those. They're like if you rotate that up towards your camera, like toward the front part.
Oh, the
Yeah, like it really looks like there's like a mossy kind of like stained look on those wheels. It looks really good.
Cool. Thanks.
Good job, Rick. Speaking of comedians, I know this was like the beginning of our conversation.
Yeah.
I actually got to see Trevor Noah in person.
And he is?
He's on the late night show.
Okay.
Like he's the
Is it
guy
The
who
Daily
replaced
Show?
The Daily Show. Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
He's the guy
okay,
who
yep.
replaced Jon Stewart.
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I got to see him in person. That was
Nice.
really cool. Down at UMBC, actually.
How is he live?
He was good.
Okay.
Yeah, he was good live.
Because I know that when they're doing the shows, you know, it's scripted and they're reading off teleprompters
Yeah.
and stuff. And sometimes I feel like the humor is just not there.
Yeah. No, I actually really liked his show. The guy he had before him was not as good, obviously.
Okay.
And I thought it was kind of a funny choice. Like his humor was a bit different than Trevor Noah's, but maybe that's why he picked him to be his opener. But it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It was just like a bit more crude than Trevor Noah is.
Oh, I see.
Craig says, I will be playing D&D this Friday, but my buddy is DM.
Ah, nice.
You used to DM, right?
I still do.
Still DM, I mean.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
When opportunities arise, I will. I love playing, though. So that's one of the things I want to do at Origins. I would love to be able to table a game of D&D and play with a bunch of folk at least once while we're there. So maybe that will happen.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, also Mini Pitting Studio says, by the way, the Confrontation Resurrection Kickstarter launches at 2 p.m. At least 170 minis, all plastic Rackham goodness.
Oh
Not
my
a sponsor,
Oh
but
my
getting my
God.
money. But because we talked about those
did.
last week, the Rackham.
Yeah.
Dave was very
Excited
excited to
for it,
hear
yeah.
that they were doing another. Sorry, I'm trying to get this. But yeah, he was excited to hear that they were doing some stuff with that. I know a lot of it has to do with like licensing, right?
I don't know.
When they don't come out with it right away. Like
It
when they
might
don't
be,
have-
but I think they own the license to all of their own product there.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it could be a bunch of different things. And I look forward to taking a look. You said 2 p.m. today?
Yeah, he said 2 p.m.,
Okay.
which is already 2 p.m.
Yeah, so it should be launched now, unless it's a different...
Time zone,
Time zone,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't think about that. Oh, those silly time zones. So Dave should be watching us because it's like dinner time in England.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not in the chat room. May he rest in peace. Did Kurt say anything? Yes. Dungeons and Dragons, is that something new? Oh, Kurt, you silly, silly boy.
I wasn't sure if that question was sarcastic or not.
It was totally sarcastic because the last campaign I was actually a part of was Kurt's campaign.
Oh, okay.
He was the DM.
Cool.
Yeah, he tried to kill me every session.
Every time he could.
Yeah.
And in the game, too.
And in the game. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Be like, Rick, eat this. What is it? I don't know. Okay. Dang it. Why is he still alive? But yeah.
So of course he knows about D&D.
Yes.
Da-da-da.
Josh put 2 p.m. CST.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying. All of us East Coast people out here are like, what? There's only one time zone.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, all of the time zones are... who cares?
A majority of the United States population lives in the East Coast time zone, so to be fair to our ignorance. No, I'm just joking. It's terrible.
We are the worst.
Yeah. I have too much water. Dang it.
That's one of the things I enjoyed about living in Hawaii. Is like for daylight savings time.
There was no such thing?
No such thing.
Yeah, same with Arizona. And New Mexico? No, Arizona, yeah. Well, I could go on a rant about this, but maybe I will. No, I'm just joking. The daylight savings was developed for a largely agricultural society, and we are no longer a largely agricultural society, so it doesn't make sense for us to have it.
I agree.
And so we should not have it. So anyone from the government tuning in.
Which is everybody, because, Patriot Act.
Right, exactly. But yeah, we should not have daylight savings. So rant over. I will no longer speak about this topic.
Perfect rant.
Yeah. So what games have you been playing recently, if any?
That is a great question. As many
Card
people
games,
know,
right?
I live in a paradox of I have all the games around me, but I don't have the time to play them. I played that one game that Emily let me borrow, or I don't think she actually let me borrow it. I just borrowed it, but it was highly inappropriate.
Yeah, the unicorn one, right?
Yeah, it's not safe for work, so.
Yeah. Not work appropriate.
Or Painting Happy Little Maids appropriate. But it's like a card game, so.
Has anyone in the chat watched Final Space? Because Rick is super into it.
I am.
And I need to be convinced that it's worth my time. No, I know it's worth my time, but I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, because you knew who the creator was, like, before I didn't even know his name. And yet he talks at the end of every episode about the episodes.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he does a little commentary.
Aww. Little Olin Rogers. Let me see.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah. I like the idea of this gorilla, like, walking out of Coachella, like being a costume that somebody wore.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's hilarious. Oh, Carl says he's been catching up on Final Space. There you go.
All right. Well, what do you think about it?
Yeah, tell me your thoughts, because...
We got a seller on it, man.
Yeah. Because I don't know, there's just, as I said, there's so much.
There is a lot of television.
There's so much.
But you said you like comedy, and
I love comedy.
this has a lot of it.
it.
And it's kind of like that, just foolishness comedy. It's like, how is this guy even still alive? But
they got some amazing voice actors.
David Tennant
Yeah.
as Lord
Well, and by
Commander.
amazing, I mean, like, they're not amazing in the world of voice acting, but they're amazing actors.
Right.
In the world of acting.
I mean, you wouldn't even know that it's David Tennant doing the voice.
Really?
Yeah, it's so not in his, like, normal range that you've heard him in. It's
super high?
It's just different and evil and gravelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Carl says it's weird but endearing. surprisingly endearing.
Good.
Yeah. The Gary.
The thing is what I don't like doing is waiting for it to dry.
Yes.
But I know I need to wait for it to dry, but I don't want to wait for it to dry. Ugh. Sorry, just complaining there.
It's all good. One of the things I find fun is because I use my, we have our phones off to the side here monitoring the chat.
Right.
And I keep getting like a phone call from Arik, who is the...
why is he calling you?
I know, it's like, why are you calling me? You know I'm on camera right now. And then Troy, who does all the Previews World videos with Johnny, is like texting me. It's like, what? I have no time for you people.
Do they know where you are?
It's not like we've done over 100 episodes at this time.
It's not as bad as when Dave had Siri.
That's true. That was hilarious.
That was really funny. Siri talked to him.
And then I tried to get Siri to continue to talk.
Yes.
He didn't want that.
Nope. He said no more. Ah, Dave. I remember him.
Dave's not dead.
Craig says it. My paint takes maybe 6 seconds to dry. Yeah, I think I'm lacking on the skills of a more experienced painter because I'm kind of globbing it on a bit. I think a bit too thick.
Yes, globbing.
But it's okay, right? It'll all be fine.
We'll all be fine. We're all fine. So, next week, everybody excited?
Oh, for
Infinity War. Yeah.
Infinity Wars. We'll whisper it because we don't want to say spoilers, right?
I know some spoilers. Would you like to hear them?
No, I really don't.
all
I
right.
really don't.
Okay.
Honestly, I think I would have to leave. No. I am really excited about it, though. My friend's more excited, I think, than I am.
Craig says he uses 50-cent paints from Walmart,
That
the
probably,
apple barrel.
Yep. I always wondered that. I was like, do you need these fancy schmancy paints?
Yes.
I mean, do you need these expert paints?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Always yes.
Always. And I'm not willing to do the, lip brushing thing that Dave always does. I'm not.
Because those are my brushes.
Yeah, I'm not willing to stick them in my mouth. Which I know would help me get the point that I want. Did you see Mini Painting? He says, Mini Painting Student says, oh man, I can't wait to see the scene where Thor takes his neighbor to a small claims court over backing into his infinity.
That's actually really good.
Good one. Well, they at the end of Black Panther. Did you see that one?
I did.
And did you stay all the way to the end?
Of course.
With the scene.
It's a Marvel movie.
Yes. But one of them they didn't, right? I feel like
I can't think of any that they've not done a post-credit.
I feel like one of them they didn't do a post-credit scene.
Blade? Back when Blade was a thing?
Never
Maybe?
mind. Never mind. I don't know.
And,
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 had 4 post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. And what's hilarious is my friend and I always wait to the end, and it was us and one other person
That stayed?
who stayed to watch all of them because they kind of did it where, I don't know if you remember, but the credits would scroll and then they would have a cutscene and then more credits would scroll and then they had the cutscene. So after the first one, a lot of people left, and we're nerds, so we knew that there would be more.
Nice.
Yeah.
What still amazes me to the point where we know that there's going to be 2 post-credit scenes in every Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Why are people getting up and leaving after the first one? Do they just not know?
Yeah, I think it's
How do
because
you not know at this point?
Well, honestly, when I saw Black Panther, I had to explain to the people next to me what the end credit was, who was in the end scene. He was like, so who's that guy? And I'm like, well. And I'm like, if I have to explain this to you, then.
It's like, you have not been paying attention.
Yeah. I was like, so he was from Civil War, Captain America, and you need to go watch those movies. And if you're going to see Infinity Wars, you should probably watch those movies.
Yeah, you need to watch all of them because it's all relative.
And he was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, yeah, there's like more stuff that's happening.
They're all connected.
Yeah. Which is like frustrating, super frustrating, I think. But as someone who likes one and done kind of movies. Mini Painting Studio says, stop being a gatekeeper to Marvel movies, Leona. Sorry.
Oh my God. But true. No.
Yes. Facts.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. We have a board game that USAopoly did.
Yeah.
Called Thanos Rising, and Leona's working on a video right now for that. And
Speaking of miniatures, that comes with a really cool miniature.
it does, or a
of
statuette.
Yeah, of Thanos.
But I bet you there's going to be people out there that are going to paint it.
Yeah, because it's like, on the camera, it's like this big.
Yeah.
It's like
What do you think?
a little,
5 inches?
It's like a
tall?
little smaller than my palm. No, maybe it's the size of my palm. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little smaller, but it's big. It's
Yeah.
nice. And I was thinking about how like it has colored plastic on it, but you could always go over it
Yeah.
and detail it up.
Yeah.
And,
Or just reprime it and
yeah.
paint it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's so many good painters
And
out there.
he's in a really cool pose too, so
Yeah.
it's a very active pose that I think detailing that mini would be like really cool,
I agree.
especially to his like not costume, but his outfit in like the movies and painting up his gauntlet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the one thing I'd like to see in that is like Thanos with his full armor on.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
I'll
would
paint
be-
Thanos display quality for free if you mail it to me. Wow.
Okay. That's fine.
Dang it.
Maybe I'll paint it display quality. I'm an expert now. I've been on painting Happy Little Minis once. I think I can call myself.
A professional.
I'm sitting in the professional seat.
You
I
are.
think I can call myself
A pro.
a pro.
Absolutely.
I'm 100%.
Don't let anybody tell you different.
Yeah. I'm 100% a pro, man.
And coming from a non-pro, I'm just curious. Like, I know you can obviously paint your minis, but I wonder if you can also like sculpt parts from like I don't know clay or some kind of sculpting material and add it to it. So like if you wanted to Thanos' full armor, you can sculpt the pieces and put them on.
I'm sure you could. They have this stuff called green stuff. I'm sure you could do some putty work and mold that to shape to look like Thanos' full armor for the miniature piece.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Craig says Hulk is the only Marvel character Thanos is afraid of. Is that true?
I don't think so.
Or is that a joke?
I mean, that might be, Craig's theory.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. That's
Yeah.
like part of the thing that's going on. I don't know. My friend and I have like a thing against
Hulk?
the actor who plays the Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo?
Yeah. We do not like him. He's so awkward on camera and
Oh.
off camera.
Okay.
Have you seen Thor Ragnarok?
He's just really
Yeah.
awkward. Yeah. He's pretty awkward in that too.
I mean, Bruce Banner's supposed to be like a nerdy, awkward guy too, so I think he nailed the character pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know. We think that it's maybe not, he's not really acting.
Well, in
That's part
13
of it.
going on 30, he was extremely awkward in that as well. Not that I watched that
I think you did.
10 times.
Yeah, I think so. I think you did.
You don't know anything about that. You don't know my life. You don't know what movies I watch.
Nope, I don't. I know you're going to watch Infinity Wars though.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at what we've got going on here. We're getting close to time. And our hour is almost up.
My Tomb of Annihilation.
I think we should have Leona sing us out with a song.
What?
today.
Nope. I can sing though, just so everyone knows.
Wow.
That is true.
Mm-mm.
But I will not be
I
singing.
kind of figured that was the case. There we go.
Okay, Craig says there have been several comics where he says he hates going to Earth and dealing with that big green beast.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's the Stone Juggernaut he's talking about.
It is the Stone Juggernaut he's talking about. Oh, well, there we go. There's my
Cool.
Stone Juggernaut.
Can we see
And
mine?
we'll put up
My Coachella
the Coachella.
Gorillon. Monsieur Gorillon. Yay.
It looks good.
It's okay.
Josh from Mini Painting Studio says your pink transition looks really good, Leona.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, I thought, yeah. Anyway, I like bright colors.
You do. I was like, it looks good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And who knows, maybe he's friendly. I've decided.
I don't know. Those tusks, you know, reason he's got them big teeth because they ain't got nothing to eat, so
Yeah.
he's always angry.
He sits by the mushrooms and the
The poisonous magic mushrooms.
And this guy.
wanted to be your friend.
Yeah.
He's always chill.
Yeah,
He's
that's why he's like super cool colors too.
Yeah.
He's like all about that hippie life.
the hippie chill life. All right. I could see that.
The hippie chill poisonous mushroom gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I'm
cool.
just making a different story for you for your Tomb of
I like it.
Annihilation when you
I
play
like
it.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to have to give him a name eventually then that's
Yeah.
super chill.
Yes.
Yeah. So very cool. Well, we appreciate everybody that tunes in, watches us, chats with us, shares us, and puts us out in the universe, and allows us to be a part of your community. As that is like our biggest thing. We want to build community around the things we like doing, and that's playing games and painting miniatures and having fun.
And check out the Painting Happy Little Minis group if you like to see like what the finished product, because I take closer up pictures and obviously maybe not this, like I'll do it this week, but if you want to see Dave's work, that's what.
You got to show everybody's work,
Yeah.
because everybody's at different levels, and it shows all the people out there that are watching that they don't always have to be
That's true.
Dave.
That's true. You can be
Dave
us.
can be very intimidating.
But yeah, so join our group.
Yeah, and comment and be a participant in there. Most of you that are watching that have been in the chat today are in the group and do participate, and we appreciate it because you guys blow it out the water. The stuff you guys are painting and creating is amazing, and we look forward to seeing all the cool stuff you guys put. Go to your local game store.
Yes.
That's always a part of our mantra. Support the community there.
That's where you can pick this up.
That's right. Tomb of Annihilation. It is in stores. They have two different versions. They have one where the miniatures are unpainted, which is the one we've got.
Okay.
And then they have one that all the miniatures are pre-painted.
That's nice.
All right.
But you won't get any hippie gorilla.
Correct. It's going to look like whatever the gorilla looks like normally.
But you can get them painted. That's cool.
Yeah. Also, another cool thing is it comes with a code
Okay.
for the online game Neverwinter.
Okay.
Inside there. So if you already played Neverwinter and you want to get some cool swag, I do not know what the code gives, but if you play Neverwinter, there is a code in there for something for Neverwinter, which is awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah. So bonus. And so thank you, Wizids, for letting us play with your toys and paint the minis that you guys make, and we look forward to doing a lot more. So check out Wizids at wizikids.com. To find out more about all their lines of product, from HeroClix to the unpainted miniatures that they've got that are pre-primed with Vallejo Prime,
Yeah.
nose lures and deep cuts, all sorts of cool stuff. They've got a lot more cool stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So this has been Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Rick,
I'm Leona.
and we'll see you at the game store.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.